Initially, I got these beans so I could play the game they're meant for, but then I realized they jump. And that's when I found out that something actually lives inside of them. But I never expected these to actually hatch. Allow me to explain that 5 months ago, I was gifted this bag. I started unpacking it, and I quickly came to learn that inside lived 25 boxes that held 5 beans in each. And as crazy as I thought that was, I opened up the second bag and realized we also had a couple hundred more.
Oh my god.
They're loud, and they don't stop jumping for a long time.
They're all popping.
So to find out what was really inside for myself,
Crazy.
I decided to open one up so I could see it with my own eyes. I grabbed a bean, a small knife, and started extraction. I poked a small hole and carefully peeled back the layers until this thing popped out. Was that a pupa? As confused as I was, I grabbed another bean because I thought to myself that if this is now a pupa, it had to have once been something else, which meant it already went through most of its life cycle, and if I was right, there would be something else inside the next bean. So I grabbed a second bean, cut a small piece from the tip, and carefully opened it up to reveal this thing. And immediately I knew I was right. This is what the creature looks like before transforming into that pupa. I couldn't believe that peeling back the layers of this supposed bean revealed to me a living, breathing worm. And it was in that moment that I had a plan. Not only was I gonna see what the worm would do after opening up the bean, but instead of just letting these things die, I would keep them safe, give them a good environment to hatch from a little worm, and then see what they would actually turn into. Would this worm become a butterfly? A bug? And you won't believe it, but after I opened the bean, something I never expected started to happen. This tiny little transparent worm with a cool orange head seriously seemed like it was a bit angry about being opened up, because I noticed it started to bite the edges of the bean, and soon I started to see this little guy weaving a net around the part of the bean that I opened to actually close the structure altogether. I was baffled, and after a few hours, this is what the bean looked like. These little worms actually produce silk threading from a special gland in their heads, which they use for things like closing the bean after being opened, staying warm, or to secure a protective place so they don't get eaten by other creatures. Well, this thing was almost fully secured and closed back up. So as this thing seemingly continued to close up the entire bean, and the other beans that I didn't open continued to snap, crackle, and pop, I knew I needed to prepare for their actual hatching. But I